Hello, my name is Ella, and I am part of the design sub-team for 8229 by Bots. In this video, we will learn how to create an L-gusset. An L-gusset is a type of gusset that helps connect two tubes that are perpendicular to each other, like these two. So to start, we're going to start by creating a sketch. To do that, we're going to click on this face of the tube. And then we are going to also click on this button up here to create a new sketch. What this does, it'll create a sketch on just that face of the tube. And to make doing this sketch a bit easier, we're also going to hit N for normal on our keyboard. What this does is that it'll make the sketch parallel to us. And now we're going to outline 4 holes going in this direction, and then we're going to outline 4 holes going horizontally, or vertically, sorry. Okay, so to create a circle, we are going to hit this button for center point circle, or you can just hit C on your keyboard. And then we're going to make a circle that's concentric. So you know it's concentric, you'll see a little square pop up in the middle of the circle. You'll click, and then you will drag it out, click again. And to make these circles equal to each other in measurement, we are going to use an equal constraint. So an equal constraint will be this one right up here, or you can just hit E on your keyboard, and then you'll click both circles. And this color should change to black, and the size should have also changed. And now we're going to duplicate this circle. To do that, we're going to use a linear pattern. To do a linear pattern, you'll just click right up here. And then you're going to hit this circle. You're going to click it. And now something like this should pop up. So now we're going to change a few things. We're going to, instead of 3 circles, we're going to make 4. So we'll change this to 4. And we're also going to change the distance in between each of these circles. So the distance in between each circle on a tube, or each hole on a tube, is 0.5. So we'll change that to 0.5. And as you can see, it's going in the wrong direction. We want it going in this direction. So to do that, we're going to just click on this this arrow right here. And once it looks like that, you are free to click anywhere to confirm. And there you go. And now we're going to do the same thing going upward. So to do that, we're going to, of course, create a circle, make them equal to each other. And we're going to use a linear pattern again. But here, instead of going horizontally, we want it going vertically. So to do that, we're going to change this to 1. And then we're going to change this to 4. That way we'll have 4 holes going vertically. And we're going to change the distance, and we're going to change the distance in between each of these to be 0.5. You can still change it once it's black, but anyway. Okay, so once it looks something like this, we're now going to create the shape of the gusset. So to do that, we're going to create first 3 circles like this, so one here, and then one here. And we want them to be equal to each other, so we're going to use an equal constraint again. And we're going to click each of these circles. And then we want these to be a certain size. So to do that, we're going to use the dimension, or you can just hit D on your keyboard. And then we're going to click on one of the circles, and then we're going to click out. And then the size we want for each of these circles is going to be 0.75. That way it's not exactly on the edge of the circle, or it's not going to be exactly on the edge of the tube, and it's also not going to be too small. And now we're just going to add some lines so we can close the shape. To do a line, you're going to click on this button right up here, or you can hit L on your keyboard. And we're going to click on this circle, and we're also going to click on this circle. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then we're going to do another one right here. Okay, so the shape is not closed, but as you can see, the lines are still blue. We don't want that. So to make them not blue anymore, we're going to use a tangent. So tangent will be this button right up here, or you can just hit T. And then we're going to click this line, and then we're going to click the circle. And there you go. The line should change from blue to black. If not, then just click line again, and then click on this circle. We're going to do the same thing for here, as you can see. So now the line should be black, and then now we're going to do the same thing for this line. Okay, so now that everything's black, and besides this little dot, it doesn't really matter, but now that it looks like that, we should be good to extrude this shape. So to extrude, we are going to hit this button right here for extrude. And what this will do is that it will extrude just this sketch. And if you turn to the side of it, you can see that now it is now 3D. And we're going to change this depth to an eighth. So it should look something like this, but just to double check on the menu right here, make sure the depth is 1/8. The end type is blind. It is selected as new and solid. So once it looks like that, you can just hit the green check mark. And there you go. You've just made a L gusset.